Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tanealyakimbeauty and this is Beauty. In this video, I thought we would do a little get ready with me, and I thought that we would finally try out and test out this new Your Golden palette from Colourpop. Although I guess technically it's not new anymore. Colourpop launches so many new palettes so often that by the time you finally get a palette and you want to test it, it's no longer new. This one came out, I think, a month and a half ago. It's 30 pans. It's kind of a warm neutral palette with a pop of color. You have some really pretty, unique kind of shimmers in here that kind of stand out a little bit, which is why I decided to get this one. I was going to get the Bare Necessities palette. When I got this one, I got it with the Stone Cold Fox palette, which I have been wanting to get for a long time. And originally, I was going to get that one along with the Bare Necessities one and kind of have, the warm neutrals and the cool tone neutrals. But then they launched this one right before I was going to make that order, and I thought this one fit me more so than the Bare Necessities one because of the fact that you have some peachy tones in here, and then you do have those pops of color with some of these, kind of unique shimmery tones that are in here. So I decided to go for this one instead of getting the Bare Necessities palette. I would love to have done this palette a long time ago. I've actually had it sitting in my new makeup to try bin for about 3 weeks now, but I just haven't had a chance to play with it. Let's be real. I'm a smaller channel. I don't get PR, or anything like that just yet. So I have to wait for the product to come in, to the mail to actually be able to use it. And then by then I may have something else that's newer that I want to get out first. So something like this gets pushed back, but I still want to play with it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and swatch some of the shades. I'm not going to do a full 30 pan swatch. I mean, some of these shades, pretty neutral. I think we have an idea of what they look like, but I do want to swatch some of these shimmers in here just to kind of see what they look like in a swatch before I put together a look. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids using my Juvia's Place concealer. I just want to go on ahead and get that laid down so we can start getting set up while I do the swatches. And then by the time I finish swatching out some of these shades, my concealer will be all nicely set and ready for me to put together my eyeshadow look. All right, so I think first I'm going to swatch Rum Season and then swatch Salty. I want to see what the texture feels like. Okay, this one feels a little bit on the grittier side. It's not a pressed glitter. It's not foily like that one shade in the Lust for Dusk palette, but it is a little gritty. So let's see what that looks like in a swatch. Now, Salty, this one is extremely creamy. I'm liking the way that one is feeling. Okay, so this is Salty and this is Rum Season. All right, Rum Season looks really pretty in a swatch. That is really, really gorgeous. Now, it is a little gritty, but I'm not seeing like a whole lot of fallout. If I use this one, I'm pretty sure I am still going to have to use a glitter adhesive or something with it to get it to stick. But as you can see, that is really, really pretty. All right, now I'm going to swatch Sandy, Day Shore, and Sun's Out. I think it's what it's called. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these three. Okay, that is super creamy. All right, other than Rum Season, so far the other shimmers are extremely creamy and very smooth. Those three shimmers swatched out, those are pretty. I'm really liking this one right here, and that gold is really nice too. Wow, these are really, really pretty. All right, do I want to swatch anything else? Let me see. I think I'm going to swatch Daydreamer and the Palisades, which is this one right here. Once again, very, very creamy formula. All right, the shimmers in this palette, they feel so creamy, so smooth. I am extremely impressed with the textures and the tones within these shimmers. So pretty. Wow, I am so very impressed with how those look. Very, very pretty. I don't have a monitor yet because I'm still using my phone. So I'm over here like trying to like show these swatches and the camera and still see what I'm doing at the same time. And that's kind of hard, but yeah, these are very, very pretty. I am very excited about putting together a look. All right, so what do I want to do? I don't want to do anything like too crazy and too bold. After I finish filming this, I'm going to film my highlighter collection video, which is just going to be my hands and not my face, although my face might be in the very beginning of it. We'll just see when the time comes for me to film that, but other than that, it's just going to be a cleaning day. I'm going to reorganize my eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to clean my bathrooms. I'm going to vacuum. I think I might take my son to the park later on when it cools down a little bit, so I don't want to have like a super heavy makeup look. And I don't want to do what I have been doing. I've been doing a lot of like peachy corally tones, but I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do in here that's different from that. I think I'm going to go ahead and just start with Hidden Gem, which is this kind of a peachy light taupey shade in the corner. I'm just going to lay that down all over my lid first, and then we'll go from there. I'm still like not quite sure where I'm going to go with this look, but it's going to be something pretty simple. But let's just start here, and then we'll go from there. I decided to try out one of the dresses I got from Five Below. I kept forgetting that they were hanging in the closet. So I have this one, hold on just a second. So this is the one that's got the butterfly on it. This is a purple one. It's really, really comfortable. I also have a blue one. I think the blue one has a rainbow on it. And these were, $5 each. Got them from Five Below. Had to get myself resituated in my stool. I was like falling out of it. And, for $5, they are extremely, extremely comfortable. The fabric is very stretchy. It's not super tight feeling, although the issue is that it's a little bit more form hugging than, it's comfortable. I like it. I don't have any issue with that. It's just that if I'm going to wear this out somewhere, I would need to wear like some Spanx or something under it, not for my body shape. I'm fine with my body shape, but because you can kind of see through it. Like this texture shows everything. You can see my underwear through it. So yeah, it's showing way more than I want the world to see. So for now, these are just going to be your chilling out, hanging out at home, being comfortable, relaxing palettes, dresses. And then, if I should get some Spanx or something that I can put underneath it, then I can see myself going out in public with them. But for right now, they show a little bit more than I'm willing for the public to see. I'm going to take the same brush and go into Remote, and I'm going to put that in my crease. What can I say? I love these peachy corally tones. They're my favorite, especially this time of year. I usually do more, oranges, reds, browns, stuff like that, more grungy looks like in the fall and, going into the winter. But in the summertime, I really, really like these peachy, corally, pinky tones, which is why I use them so much. When it comes to spring and the summertime, you just, at least me anyway, I want something a little more light, a little more airy. I don't want something, too heavy, too made up. Although, I still go for those crazy looks, not crazy, dramatic looks, even in the spring and summer. But for something like a day like today, when I know I'm not really going to be doing anything, I don't really want anything too wild. No, too dramatic. Just something very light and airy. That is a very pretty shade. I am enjoying that very much. Just going to build that up a little bit. Some more into the crease. Take a little bit towards the inner portion of the eyelid. Now to put something on the outer corner, just to add a little bit of smoky deepness to that. And I think I'm going to take Warm Days and put that on the outer corner. One thing that I love is when you have a palette like this, which is these beautiful warm tones. What is it about brands and doing these, warm tones, warm tone neutrals in a palette, and then they always have to put in a pop of blue? What is it with the pop of blue? You have a beautiful warm neutral, and then they always put in a pop of blue, specifically a pop of blue. I just find that very interesting. I've got Warmer Days on this crease brush. I think this is a doe color brush. Yes, it's a doe color brush. The actual brush name has worn off of it, but it's one of my favorites in my collection. I'm just laying this down just right on that outer corner, just kind of smoking it a little bit. Nothing too crazy. So I have been on YouTube at this point. February was my 1-year anniversary. So next year, February 2022, will be my 2-year anniversary. That is really pretty. I am liking the way that is looking. And I posted this on my community tab. I also talked about it. I think I mentioned it on Instagram as well. I am pretty much giving this channel to my 2nd anniversary. So basically February 2022 to see some, real growth, to see something just really start happening. Right now, I have 1,000, I think 93, 94 subscribers, something like that. I have noticed that my subscriber count has slowly started to grow, so I've seen some growth there. But as far as my views are concerned, about 90% of my videos never even hit 50 views. Some of them don't hit 20 or 30 views. And I've talked about this before. This is like nothing new to my channel. You guys have heard this before. But for me, this is not just a hobby. This is a financial investment. I do it first and foremost because I love it. I wouldn't be sitting here, buying the makeup products I'm buying and, filming videos, editing, putting all this work into it if I didn't enjoy it first and foremost. I mean, nobody wants to do something they don't enjoy. Like, that would not be happening. But like I said, it's a financial investment for me. The goal is to eventually get monetized. Like I said, I have 1,093 subscribers. You have to have 1,000 subscribers to get monetized and 4,000 watch time hours. I think I'm at about 3,400, and it's not because of the beauty and lifestyle content. It's because this was a different channel before and I switched it over. On average, I notice with each video, I'm getting 2, maybe 3 hours of watch time. Some videos barely get an hour of total watch time by the time the video is finished and I'm looking at the analytics. What do we want to do now? I think I want to do a pop of blue. I think it's what I'm going to do because it's very simple to go into these like peachy tones over here, but I think I want to go into a pop of blue. So I'm going to take, what is this called? Sun's Out. I'm having to use my little magnifier here because the writing is really small and it's also like almost the same shade as the palette, so it's hard to see. But that shade is called Sun's Out. Let's see if I'm going to need to use to wet the brush or grab my glitter adhesive or anything like that. And I'm just going to lay this on the lid. But I post, on average 3 times a week. Oh my God. Do you see that? I thought that was, it's a blue, but there is a kind of, I don't even know if you can see that, but it's like kind of duochrome-y. There's like green in there, maybe multi-chrome. There's some green in there. It looks like there's a little bit of like golden yellow. That was not what I was expecting. Wow, that is a beautiful shade. Yeah, I'm glad that I went with this palette instead of getting the Bare Necessities palette because this is insane. That is a gorgeous shade. Not at all what I was expecting when I put it to my brush. That is really, really beautiful. But yeah, I'm giving it to February to start to see some growth, and then I'm just probably going to just hang it up. I love doing this, but honestly, y'all, it's a lot of work. I put a lot of heart and effort into this, and it's hard sometimes when you feel like you're working so hard and you're just not getting anywhere. I've seen some of the other smaller YouTubers that I love talk about this as well. It's hard. It's oversaturated. I mean, let's be honest. The beauty community on YouTube is oversaturated. You feel like you're competing, with a lot of other channels. And not necessarily competing with them, but trying to get your video out there amongst all the others because there are so many that are out there right now. I'm going to go back in with this brush that has that chocolate brown shade on just to kind of blend these 2 shades together so we don't have a harsh line. Whenever I watch videos with like kind of that mid to larger YouTube channel demographic and I'm watching videos, I watch videos for bigger channels, smaller channels. I have a range in there. And the YouTubers, that, doing really well, have the subscriber count and they're monetized and all that jazz. One thing that they will get asked, and a lot of times whenever they're asked advice, the question that they get is, do you have advice for someone who's just starting out? What can you do to grow? Stuff like that. The answer that I always see gets asked, hold on, before I do that, I'm gonna go back in to this shade here and I'm gonna lay that on my lower lash line. The answer that I always see them give is just do it. If you want to start a YouTube channel, just start one. And then that's it. It's good advice, but realistically, the way that they make it sound, just start it, just do it. Just starting it does not guarantee that you're actually going to succeed as far as like growing, getting those numbers, all that. If you don't have a goal to actually grow or, get monetized or anything, then that's fine. And they also say, don't look at the numbers. If you look at the numbers, it will stress you out. And yes, it is true. If you're looking at the numbers a lot and you're just not seeing the growth, you're not seeing anything happening, yes, it does affect your self-esteem. It does kind of mess with your head a little bit. But the fact is, you have to check the numbers. If your goal is to get monetized, like mine is, you have to check the numbers. Otherwise, you'll never know if you're actually growing. You'll never know if this video did better than this one. You won't know, so you have to check the numbers. I check mine about once a week. And like I said, I will notice 2, 3, maybe 4 hour difference in my analytics and my numbers each week. Not much, very, very slow. So let's finish off this look. I'm going to take Jet Set, which is the lighter kind of a pinky taupey shimmer here. I'm going to lay that in the inner corner and kind of drag that down to the lower lash line. And then you also see, you know, these YouTubers that get asked, you know, what can I do to grow? What, you know, and they all say, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. And maybe they don't know the answer to that question. But the simple fact of the matter is, especially if they find themselves, you know, at this point, and then one day they were suddenly at this point, there was a video, there was something that they did that was the difference in, you know, their views. You know, sometimes I feel like, you know, YouTubers, when they're asked for advice, they're not being 100% forthcoming in the answers because they don't want to be discouraging, and I understand that. But I really think it's important when talking to somebody that wants to start a YouTube channel to be very realistic with them on what to expect, especially if it's something that they're trying to do because they want to have an income. And I also feel like it's kind of crappy because I've seen YouTubers get asked, you know, like, you know, is there money in this? And then they act like, oh my God, I can't believe that person's asking that. The simple fact of the matter is most of you guys, and yes, most of you that have your own YouTube channels are hoping to eventually get monetized and hoping to be able to make some kind of income from this. You're not just sitting here doing this on a daily basis, putting your heart and soul into this for, you know, because you're not expecting or hoping something to come from it. Let's just be realistic on that. And I don't think it's right to make somebody feel bad because they would like to be able to make some kind of an income from it. You know, I'm going to go ahead and take this Colourpop pencil and exit and put that in my waterline. Just want something to kind of brighten things up on the bottom. People who don't do this don't really understand that it is work. You know, they think, oh, you're just all you do is make videos and upload them. That's it. This is work. You guys that do YouTube channels, you know what I'm talking about, especially if you actually edit your videos. This is work. This is not something, it's not just filming and uploading. I mean, some of you do that and there's nothing wrong with that. But especially, you know, if you're spending a lot of time, you know, working on it and you're uploading, you know, a few times a week, there are YouTubers out there that upload literally every single day. Now, I can't do that. I just don't have the time for that. But there are YouTubers that work so hard at this, they upload every single day, barely seeing any growth. I'm going to do a light upper wing with this Colourpop pencil. This is the BFF liner in Numero Uno is what it's called. I'm not going to do like a super big wing. Just want a little bit of something up there. But yeah, basically, I just feel like, you know, when YouTubers are asked for advice and these, you know, question and answer videos, that they're just a little more realistic and a little more forthcoming on what to expect. You know, one of the reasons why it's harder to get views on on the YouTubes now as well is that TikTok, you know, is really, really big. A lot of people are following TikTok more so than YouTube because, you know, you have the shorter videos, you can watch a lot of them really, really quickly. And that's like another thing. You know, it's like a whole nother entity right there. I follow some YouTube TikTokers that are like smaller. Like there's one, I think her name is DJ Duochrome. I think that's what she called DC or DJ? TJ Duochrome, I think is what she calls herself. And her videos are very creative. I very much enjoy watching them. She's at like 130, 140 followers. Like she's just not growing. And then you see these other TikTokers who do nothing but dances, and not like dance challenges or unique dances. They just stand there for 20 minutes, 20 seconds, you know, just that's all they're doing. And they have a million views on that video. They have a million followers. And you go and you look at their TikTok profile, and that's all they post. And the reality is, and this is not really said a lot, and I noticed this, is that a lot of it comes down to sheer luck, point blank. No matter how talented you are, no matter how much work you put into it, a lot of it just comes down to luck, who you know, if you can beat the algorithm, all that jazz. Because like I said, I've seen YouTubers that are working really, really hard, not growing, and YouTubers that don't do anything at all, just, you know, skyrocketing. Same thing with TikTok. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and throw on some blush. And I think the blush that I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and pull back out this Saharan Blush Volume 2 palette from Juvia's Place. I've really been enjoying it. And I think for this look, I'm going to go with Tau, I think is how you say it, which is the more orangey tone. I know this is going to be super pigmented, so I am going to just lightly tap, because if it's anything like the one in the single blush that I currently have, it's going to be super pigmented. So I have just a little bit of amount on there. I'm just going to lightly touch it to my cheek because we don't want to go too crazy with this. Yep, just like I thought. Very pigmented. So pretty, that tone. That is just beautiful. That is so pretty. Oh, that is gorgeous. I am going to highlight, but I'm going to do just a very light highlight. This is the AOA Studio Perfect Press Blush in Lavish. I'm just going to go lightly, just barely, and just lightly dust my cheekbones with it. Nothing too intense. Just super light. Very, very, very light glow. Paid $1 for it. I got this from Shop Miss Daisy. You can go very light hand and it can still get pretty intense. I'm going to take my blush brush, just blend everything together. I was thinking about doing lashes, falsies, but I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to go ahead and take this Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara, and I'm going to throw this on. I have almost emptied this. Yeah, the more I thought about it, I'm like, I'm going to film a highlighter collection video, and then I'm going to clean. Like, I didn't see any point of gluing lashes to my eyelids. It's like, why do that? So basically what it comes down to, throw down my little ranty rant here, is I just feel like, like I said before, I wish that YouTubers that are monetized, that are doing well when asked advice, would be a little more realistic in their responses. Because just doing it is not going to guarantee that you're actually going to grow from it. And there's no guarantee that you're actually going to, be able to make anything happen from this. And, YouTube makes it difficult to grow. Ooh, it's looking nice. 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours. That is a lot. It takes a long time to get to those watch time hours. I mean, just say on average your videos get each video gets a total of 3 hours. Let's just say hypothetically. Do you know how many videos you would have to upload in order to be able to get to 4,000 watch time hours? That is a lot. So yeah, I'm giving myself until my 2nd anniversary to see some kind of growth, to see something happen. And then I'll probably go ahead and hang it up if I don't see something. I mean, especially if I'm not monetized by then and not saying at least 100 views in the video. It's just like, why would I, keep doing something that's just not getting me anywhere? And it's not because I'm money hungry. It's not because all I care about is money and views, because that's not it either. I do this first and foremost because I love it. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I don't hope to get monetized one day, because that's just not true. That's just not a thing. I do want to get monetized one day. I'm aligned with this Bumble pencil from Colourpop. It's a nice little neutral tone. Definitely do not want to do a bright lip today, that's for sure. I think currently right now I have 170 followers on TikTok. TikTok is one of those things I started because people were telling me that I could start TikTok as a way to promote my YouTube channel. One of the things that I was seeing said a lot as far as advice, when it comes to TikTok, is to upload 2 to 3 times a day. Well, I wasn't noticing any more difference in my views or follow count when I uploaded 3 times a day or 1 time every 2 days. And like I said, I only started TikTok to promote my YouTube. So I don't know if I'm going to continue to keep doing that either. When you consider the fact that I am not really growing, that much on TikTok. It's even slower than it is on YouTube, which is surprising, but it is. It's like I'm giving myself extra work, but not actually getting anywhere, with it. And it's hard enough trying to keep up with my YouTube channel, being a mom and, all the other things that I have to do. But to try to make extra videos for TikTok, I was also doing that with Instagram. I used to do IG videos and I noticed they just were not getting views. So I stopped doing that altogether. I just realized I forgot to mention the lip shade I'm using. This is from Joe. It is a TMI shade. This is okay, there's no actual shade name. It's just a number, but it's a really pretty peachy pink. I thought it would go well with this. And Instagram is one of those things that I'm really thinking about just going ahead and not doing anymore. Of the 3 entities, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, the one that I just enjoy the least is Instagram. I had an Instagram before I started doing my makeup channel, and like I did with a makeup channel, I switched it over to a makeup and beauty profile once I started doing this. And on average, I get about 10, 15, possibly 18 likes on a makeup picture. Every once in a while I break 20, but it doesn't happen very often. And when it comes to like my YouTube channel, for every time I upload a video to my YouTube channel, I also make like a little promo post on PicMonkey and I upload that to Instagram. I have seen, like I'll go and I'll check my Instagram and I will see that promo post has like 150 views, but the actual video itself on YouTube has 10. So I'm like, it's not really helping me there either. I remember watching Jamie French's video she did where she was asking questions about being a YouTuber. And she said one of the ways to grow is to cross promote. When you upload your video to YouTube, upload it to Instagram, link in the bio, upload it to Twitter and such. And I do that and it literally doesn't help me at all. I actually have a Facebook page dedicated to this channel as well, and I upload there. I upload to Instagram. I don't do Twitter anymore. That was just like, I find Twitter to be very toxic, so I stay away from Twitter. But so yeah, I know this was kind of ranty. This kind of went a little bit long. All that to say that I'm giving this until my 2nd year anniversary in February to finally kind of grow and see something start to happen. If not, then I'm probably going to step away from YouTube. It's a lot of work, and I just need to see something start to happen from it. Before I close out this video, I just want to make sure to say thank you to all of you that have been following me, to all my subscribers. You guys have been amazing. You know, some of you have been around since the very beginning when I started my makeup channel. And, you know, I appreciate every one of you. Just thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate every single one of you. And I just want to make sure that you guys knew that, and that, you know, I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate you, because I do. Final thoughts on this palette. This palette is gorgeous. Like I said, I was deciding between this one and the Bare Necessities, and I'm glad that I went with this one, because this one I'm definitely going to get more use out of than I would the Bare Necessities, you know, just kind of being realistic. I'm not going to sit here and say there's a whole huge multitude of looks that you can do with this palette, because I think you can do more with the Lust for Dusk palette than with this one, but I do think it's really beautiful. I think the tones in here are gorgeous. Some of these shimmers I put on the top, very pretty. And, you know, I enjoy it. I think it's a beautiful palette. If you're new to my channel and not already subscribed and you would like to be subscribed, I would love it if you would consider joining the family. And if you'd like to be notified of any videos that may be coming up in the future, just be sure to tap the notification bell down below. You'll be notified each and every time. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.